Hey, what's up, guys? So we're going to be talking about the units that I have and just sort of the barracks that I have. We're going to kind of go through all of them as best as we can. Be something along the legendary banner that just happened recently, so kind of just see where I'm at and where I use all my characters, where I do or where I not use them. You can also let me know and see if there's any characters you're interested in seeing more in 8th Raids videos. It's probably not going to be likely, but if I can do it, I'll like to see if I can, or just to see where I'm at with stuff. You can kind of see where I'm at. Alright, first up we have Olivia. Normally infantry units can't get Canto, but this sword actually has Canto enabled, so you can actually give it to cav units, or not cav units, armor units or infantry units if you want to. I thought this was cool for Olivia because you can give her even and odd Tempest, and she can kind of have like 4 movement in a sense. Gambit just because I wanted a damage reduction sort of B skill. She had Repel before, but I think the speed wasn't just helping enough, so just gave her Gambit. And also Gambit also works with a 5 cooldown special, and I decided that Miracle is probably the most defensive one that I can give her, so I just gave her that. And yeah, she doesn't have a refine, so this is what I use for her. She's on my main infantry team that I use for quests. I usually have 2 infantry, 2 cav, 2 armor, and 2 flyer teams, so she's on the main infantry team, so that's what I use her for. Next we have Lumera. I've been running this for Arena, but we're not going to be running Lumera anymore just because we have 3 other units that score higher than her. So she's kind of in limbo mode, probably just for rival domains for now. Pretty much everyone's going to be rival domains that doesn't really have a designated place. This is why I used to run in Arena. It doesn't really work that well. I tend to lose to other Lumeras. Usually they run the attack speed ideal, and that's what I use for like the last arena that I just did. But yeah, this is what I use. For arena I also have Mystic Boost, mostly just for the healing a little bit, just to try and tank, but other than that, this is what we kind of just use. Next we have Manuela, among my favorites in 3 houses, which is Manuela, Rhea, Petra, and Caspar. She was my Far Saver before, and she's been my main armor unit for the majority of time until Brave Corn came out, and Brave Corn is just significantly better. And they're both on my main armor team, and since Brave Corn is better as a Far Saver, she's become my Near Saver again. Which means my build kind of doesn't make that much sense. I sort of just threw it together. That's just kind of a sort of temporary build that I have with her, but this is what we use because we like Manuela and she's just my main armor. That's why she's there. This is a Xander build that I do. He's on my main cav team. This is actually pretty decent just for autoing and just normal questing, just because he can actually tank mages a little bit just for the fact that he has a lot of res comparatively than normal. And yeah, actually a lot of the stuff that he has kind of amounts to the rearmed Lift sword, but since I have a lot of exclusive cool skills on the Lift that I have 1 left of, I have not given him the sword yet, so I will probably at some point until I get more Wings of Mercy and feel more comfortable with it. Wings of Mercy is just a skill I use a lot because of Gale Forcing, and I don't want to give up my last Wings of 4 Wings of 4 blah 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 rearmed character with it, so that's why we haven't given the build, but this is what we just normally use for him, and it's been working out fine. So this is my New Year's Camilla. She has great art, especially the fingernails. I like it. Nice touch. I did inherit her with a bunch of stuff like the rearmed Lift. This was from initially when Lift came out, and also she got some stuff from the Attuned Tiandra. I only had 1 of it, and I went to New Year's Camilla. This is what I run on her. I've seen some pretty interesting builds in Chaos Season with distant attack solo and stuff, so I wanted to try something like that, but for now this is just what we use. It's a Gale Force build, and yeah, seems decent. She's on my 2nd flyer team along with Zephyr, Chloe, and Plumera, and yeah, this is what we use. I've seen better builds, but this is just what I use. This is the only Gale Force that I use normal just normal day questing and stuff. I normally didn't like Gale Force before, besides this New Year's Camilla. That was the only Gale Force that I had until I just used it for 8th Raids a couple years ago, but that's all I use her for. I made a clicking error, but this is Geron. I don't really use him too much. I use him for rival domains, but this is just what he uses. Not anything too special. He just kind of a tank. He usually kind of wants to be around some allies, but he's from Fates, which is my favorite game, along with Engage, so gotta be with Daddy a little bit. Now you can't spell Torque without Urk, so obviously Urk is here. I do actually have usually 1 or 2 male characters that I just randomly like, who just my boy. Urk was that for Blazing Blade, which is 5-7. Caspar and Linhardt was for 3 houses. Engage had Clan, and you know this was Urk. Urk and Will essentially. Although I have not built the Will, but this is just Urk. You got some stuff from the the high amount of swords that I got. And also his weapon kind of works with his C skill. They sort of just put some attack, res debuffs on the enemies, and then he has a bunch of solo skills. I think he starts off with solo, but I don't know if it just comes some kind of Sarah joke, but anyway, this is what we use for Urk. He's on my rival domains team, pretty much. Darja is, I believe, on my second infantry team. I don't really use my second infantry team that much, but she's on there. She has double bonus doubler because her weapon kind of asks for it as well, so she has a lot of bonuses. Hopefully they don't have a lull, otherwise we're in trouble. We also have this null panic to sort of help with that a little bit. It doesn't really help too much, but helps somewhat. And obviously from the swords that we got a flare and we got a magic no fall. Dart is one of my favorite characters from Awakening, if not my favorite, so you gotta get some love, right? Aversa, typical build, nothing too crazy, just a bunch of HP, so it works with the weapon. It also has an axe breaker, because usually I use her against like, you know, random axe users. At least this is in the past. I haven't really changed it too much recently, but this is just what we use for her. And yeah, we also have the Resplendent skin. I'm not sure which one I prefer actually, but usually with the Resplendent skills, we just kind of just have them on default on. But yeah, that's what it is. This is our Drift Camilla. She used to be on my main flyer team. Now she's not really on any team besides some kind of rival domains, just because Ninja Camilla sort of took over with this. Kind of interesting thing, we have like a turn 1 Ruptured Sky. We get that off, and then we put Panic Smoke and Foe Penalty Doubler on ourselves. And then we have a Speed Preempt, so we can just try and take out other ranged units. And yeah, that's what we do with her. This is more of a recent build. We haven't actually done this too much. You normally just kept her normal weapon, but I decided to just give her this skills, mostly for this video, but that's just, you know, what we do with Camilla. She gets all the priority in terms of skills, so her and Loki. Alright, this is the Ninja Camilla that you've seen a lot in 8th of Raids. Mystic Boost 4, just so she can handle some staff users like Duo Elise or Fallen Maria. Defense Rest Ploy, because it seems like that's just her best skill right now. Stillwater also helps with Defense Rest Ploy more, because it gives you more res and attack. And the ult skill, just for more movement and also more attack. Otherwise, fairly standard. And yeah, no longer the best Camilla in the game anymore, but still very good and decent. Probably the first character that I spent money for that was not a Camilla related thing. This is just because the art is too good. Can't say no to this, or I guess you can, but I tried to, it didn't work. Anyway, we used to use her for Arena, but she doesn't score as high as Lumera or Duo Corrin or Duo Thor, and now we're not going to use those 3 because we have new characters that surpass them. But we kind of use her for rival domains, and that's pretty much it at the moment. And yeah, this is what she uses. Wind Sweep build because she has no follow-up in her weapon essentially, and she can just get off multiple attacks with high attack and speed against certain characters. So sometimes it's the Water Sweep, but mostly it's Wind Sweep. Zephyr, my favorite from Engage. We sort of foddered my Duo Dagger that was foddered with my Duo Shamir, so you got the Remote Sparrow and the Fatal Smoke. I'm not sure about the B skill, so we're just using Wind Sweep, so it's kind of the same thing like Duo Summer Violet right now. Pretty much hand in hand. I want to get a skill like Sabotage, like Sabotage AR, but then she doesn't have that much res that it might not work out sometimes, so I'm not really sure. But otherwise, she has a bunch of penalties that she can put on, and even the chill attack to help with that. And then this Remote Sparrow and Fatal Smoke. I'm not sure if we'll change it, but this is what I just thought. And obviously, Zephyrus is her being my favorite. She's gonna get a lot of skills in the future, so this is what we have for her for now. Valencia, we don't use her that much, but I did like her outfit, and she looked pretty nice. So this is what we pretty much just use on her. Use her very rarely, mostly for like the limited battles and stuff. But yep. This is what she's using as of now. Also, Some seals may not make sense just because I have one seal per character. I do switch it depending if I actually need them to have something else, but it's just like the default because someone else has the seal that I normally would probably put on her. And if you also, I use Zephyr on my second flyer team, and also looking to use her in other places, but second flyer team. Male Robin used to be my Aether Raids carry when Aether Raids first came out, him and original Camilla. We kind of gave him this new Null Sea Disrupt 4 from Legendary Guinevere, not from my Lear. Pretty typical build. He can kind of handle colorless and red units, and Null Sea Disrupt 4, hopefully the damage reduction will help out. Click and pulse, or kick and repose, just hopefully double. And yeah, he usually has highest HP on my infantry team. He's on my main infantry team. He usually has the highest HP, so that's why he does that. I don't actually like using the peripheral, I guess, skill with the weapon, just because the fact that I usually use all infantry with him, so it doesn't really get the buff out, and helps with the rest. So we got for summer in that summer video that you saw. As I said, Darja, one of my favorites from Awakening, so plus 10. She has Brash Assault, Remote Sparrow, Fatal Smoke 2, just because you can't get everything because Faye's still lagging behind with the skill Inheritance. But at least, if I initiate comment, at least it works out the same, so I guess that's okay. A little bit HP just to help out with getting the max sort of debuff with this. They don't really work out that well, just because I think Brash Assault, you would like to be less HP if possible. I mean, if it was max HP, then it's fine, but it's kind of a little bit anti-synergy. But at least they're all premium skills because Darja deserves more, so that's where we're at with this. Sorry, busy week. I was expecting people today. Anyway, we have Leguarn, that's plus 10, one of the secret plus 10s that I got. She was plus 6 before, I believe. We got a couple more this year, obviously with the attack art. I had to do it. Had to do it. Leguarn's one of my favorite OCs anyway, so that's perfectly fine. Flared Sparrow. Actually, I had an extra Flared Sparrow, and I decided over Zephyr and over the one that we just talked about, Darja. She probably benefits from it more than the others, that's why we gave it to her. And so yeah, attack speed oath 4. This is from the extra gold effect that I pulled in the latest summons video. And yeah, hopefully I can get the B skill, the Oculus Strike, but I don't want to waiting for Plumeret to come back, so we're just gonna stick with this for now. But this is what we use. We don't really use her for anything besides rival domains right now, but I actually want to use her for Aether Raids at some point, so that's what we have with this Leguarn. Dual Thor you see her a lot. I obviously like Loki, and for some reason I have both Thors at plus 10, so that's kind of interesting. But this is what we use. We definitely change the seal and even the C skill. We use World Breaker, Defense Res Ploy, and we also use Soaring Guidance. Soaring Guidance is for Arena. We use Wings Mercy 4 and Chill Speed Res also for the B skill. Otherwise, yeah, this is what we kind of close to use. She usually uses Blazing Wind, but for Arena we actually have to use Ruptured Sky just because of scoring. And obviously, one of my favorite characters that I use in the game, probably, if not like my most useful character. So, get a lot of mileage out of her. Use her on Arena and for Aether Raids, Defense and Offense, and Rival Domain, so use her a lot everywhere. Favorite character and favorite attire, Summer Camilla, she gets everything as well. I like Guard just because it's dual phases in terms of damage reduction, also her weapon, so she has a lot of damage reduction. When she gets off a combat, she gets Speed Smoke, so that's more damage reduction, and Flared Sparrow just for the damage. I thought the fourth Remote Sparrow would be a little bit overkill, so that's fine. She gets some healing as well, and the Oath will help out with the weapon in terms of the unit's attack. So that's what we use for her. She's actually decently tanky, and I use her for my main flyer team. I use her for, abyssal battles, limited battles, sometimes Aether Raids. So very used a lot, and yeah, this is my Summer Camilla, of course. Character that made me want to plus 10 all the Camillas. Before I just like, I like Camilla, but I won't plus 10. Too expensive. But Summer Camilla changed my mind, of course. Crom is usually just the troll build that I have on him. I got him plus 10 before I got my Spring Camilla to plus 10. Just kind of like how Lear beat my Legendary Camilla. There's always another green in there. But this wasn't actually on the first release of Spring Crom. This is like 2 or 3 times down the road, so yep. You don't want to use him at all for anything. He's just there. Shamir, Ninja Shamir, we use her for Arena. So that's why she kind of has like these tier 4 skills, but that was very short-lived. She got kind of outpaced a little bit and wasn't really that strong on my team, so just here. Just here. Duothor, we actually got her to plus 9 during the Hero Rises banner a couple years ago, trying to get Duocorn a plus 10, and she's been on mostly all my 8th raid teams. She has Wings of Mercy 4, and as a flyer it's very useful because she can fly in places other characters can't, so you can use it in more spaces. Flare Sparrow just for that extra damage, and World Breaker. I don't really use this, I usually use Quicken Pulse, especially if I can get an extra like charge from like Garrick or something. So she only needs 1 hit for the Gale Force, and yeah. Use her for 8th raids, pretty much, that's it. I mean, sometimes I use her for like, you know, if we get a limited battle for like heroes and stuff for user, but pretty much just that. This is my original Camilla. I'm thinking about switching her axe to the Lucina one, but again, my rearmed Lucina has some skills. I'm not sure if I want to give up my last Lucina right now, so right now we're just sticking to this build. Heals a lot, pretty tanky. I actually do like Guard Bearing 4 a lot, so I've been sticking with this. And yes, this is what my Camilla looks like currently. Use her for my main flyer team, use her for the Abyssal Battles, and 8th raids very sparingly, but was one of my original carries along with Male Robin, as I stated. I have another set of Camillas, but they all don't have skills, so don't worry about it. Lear, plus 10, scores high in Arena, especially with this seal, which will help out with scoring as well. So got her in legendary battles, and yeah, pretty much I use this build. Arena will have like a rally skill, but essentially this is all we use. Just use it for Arena, pretty much. We have actually almost 2 Sonias at plus 10. We have a plus 10 and a plus 6. The problem is that we have Quick and Pulse and like a lot of them need it, so we kind of just alter our build just to sort of work with something else. So this one, you get the 2 cooldown charge and the Time Pulse to get the flare up. Otherwise, I like the Quick and Pulse and the AoE special seal. Actually, I do have the rearmed Sonia weapon on this Sonia, so I actually have it on here. It's not on there now, but just because of the Quick and Pulse seal, that's why you don't see it. Yeah, right here, Caliburn, so that's where. Obviously, I like Sonia a lot, like her art. Even though she has her spin, I do like her original art. A little bit more, just a little bit more. Yeah, use her on my 2nd infantry team. We had too many mages for our infantry team, so I kind of just moved Sonia off the first one to the 2nd one. We use her sometimes for 8th raids as well. She's actually pretty good with the AoE, so he's there. Otherwise, yeah, pretty much like Sonia. She's like the first plus 10 I got of a premium character, so not like normal pool. Well, actually, was she? I guess she was part of the normal pool. I think she was like the third character I maxed out. It was first original Camilla, then Male Robin, and then Sonia, I think, was next. Cause I got her to plus 6 with like 100 something orbs in her first banner. I was very lucky. Corn, you've seen us a lot, has a lot of investment. And this is what I normally use for her for a lot of the quests. I use her for Tempest Trials and main Cav team and for 8th raids. She has a guard skill as well for double damage reduction. And I would like to use Sea Feud, but for normal questing, like what she's relegated to mostly now, Defensive Smoke and the Trace is more useful, so that's what we use. And yeah, we summoned for Hero Rises banner a couple years ago because she was very good against Brave Hector until Hardy Fighter came out, and then that was well, she wrote with that, but very useful like Fate. So this is what we use for Spring Camilla. Could be better, but this is very close to the build I had with her originally. We just kind of add the rearmed weapon right now. That's what we just use. Honestly, haven't really tried it that much, but seems decent. kind of hard to make her work, but she didn't even have the dragon flowers yet. She's probably gonna be my next dragon flowers target or flyer. So I use so many flyers, not that many dragon flowers to go around anymore, but yep, this will use her. Probably the Camilla I use the least out of all of them. Especially now that we have an even stronger green mage Camilla, but yep, this is what she looks like. It's the legendary one that you've probably been looking out for, and these are the skills that make it a little bit more interesting than normal. Oculus Strike and Flare Spells was from the second gold egg that I had. Fatal Smoke 4, I actually got another Yunaka just to try this out. Maybe if you'll see the 8th Raids videos I'll be putting out this week. Particularly on defense, I'm not sure if I actually like this for offense, but for defense is what I actually like to use. It is very, very, very scary to try and tank this. That's all I'll say. And yeah, we actually have Ruptured Sky, but special really doesn't matter too much. They mostly die by the first attack. So this is what we've been using. This is what we all spent that money for the big Camilla.
Oh, you know, you do remind me of someone.
Yeah, because I've spent for you multiple times. That's why. Alright, Loki. We have Guidance 4, Remote Sparrow, and the Rearmed Weapon just for some damage reduction. Aerobatics, because I kind of use her with other units, not flyers, so she can kind of just move around and give them movement. I didn't really have a seal to give her, so I just gave her Armor Blow. I just wanted to survive essentially the first combat as best as possible. And obviously Loki being one of our favorite characters, have to build this one as well. And yeah, this is what this looks like. Alright, Path Camilla, I did actually use my Gnu Get, the only one that I had for her. This is the build that we use, so it kind of relies on penalties. So we have like stuff that also relies on penalties, like attack speed catch 4, seal defense 4, attack speed menace, and shield defense res 2. Just in case we don't have other characters on the map that gives out debuffs, we can also do as well. And lethality. I kind of want a skill that gives anti-guard, but there hasn't been anyone, at least for flyers, that's inheritable, so can't do that yet. But essentially this is what our Path Camilla looks like. We do use her for 8th raids, rarely, and rival domains. Let me see, any character that I forgot to mention. Well, I mean Camilla, obviously we use her for arena, Alair we use for arena, and Spring Camilla used for rival domains, but in case we missed them. Alright, this Loki, our other favorite character, usually has an HP seal, and usually I use like Sudden Panic, or Odd or even Pulse High. We have Infantry Pulse 4, and yeah, even Holy Pressure. She does a lot of damage, and she still can be her support. Use her for Light Season on 8th Raid, just because Astra Anima has Freyr, which makes everything of Loki not work. Imagine making her gravity not work. Like, that doesn't even seem possible, but apparently that's why people don't like Faye 8th Raids. It's unrealistic. But anyway, yep, this is what Loki looks like, and yep, that's what she looks like. That's why I like her. Alright, Linhardt, as I said, one of my favorite characters from Three Houses as well. Second behind Casmore in terms of the guys, and then Violet. Oh, I thought Sai is pretty cool. Guys is kind of this weird, kind of tanky build. Usually the people that don't have furfles or anything, I just give them some weird tanky build or something like that. I use them in rival domains, I just put him in there, and he just sort of just like survives for a long time. Why? I have no idea. He has some healing to himself, he has Miracle, he has like Guard, and just, you know, the stuff to try and survive. Pretty much that's it. Our Brave Camilla, usually I used to have a renewal on her, but I usually put renewal when I'm doing Temishals on the 4th character, so I just gave her this to sort of be able to heal her if she needs it. She has attack speed menace, and also she has the defense res debuff on her weapon, so she can put debuffs, all 4 debuffs on characters. And yeah, we have Lights Restraint just because the opposite of her weapon, and yes, Poetic Justice because the opposite of weapon in terms of like the calculate staff damage and the, what is it, bow can't counterattack? Yeah, that stuff. Anyway, this is our Brave Camilla. We use her for 8th Raids very rarely. Mostly on the fence if I use her, and for rival domains for right now. Hector, we don't use it, but we have him at +8. We never even summoned for him. We're summoned for another blue, and we got him to +4. I forgot which blue that was. But yeah, we don't really use him at all. He had a save skill, but now we have an extra. He's on my second armor team, but that second armor now has another save skill, so now he's not a save unit. So I just gave him his default even res wave, but I don't know what to do with him yet. Leviatine, we got a bunch trying to get leg yarn, but we don't really use her for anything really. Maybe rival domains, maybe even at that, but yeah, you can see her build very outdated. This is our second Sonya. This is just from the Hall of Forms. Whenever I get any Sonyas from the arena summons, which I'm trying to get Garrix for, I just sort of put it on here, so we're gonna get 2 +10 Sonyas. Our Fjorm has a lot of skills, and then she kind of got her refine, and like it kind of just contradicted itself, so we don't really change it. We just use her whenever she's a bonus for anything like arena or Wraith Raids when we can, just for the scoring. But usually the speed stacking. Speed actually is more better for the Ice Mirror 1 than 2, just because it's not reliant on res, but yeah, build's kind of all over the place. We have different skills even for the res version, but this is just what we use normally. Surtur, actually do like Surtur, not a lot of people like him, but I do. I've been trying to make him work, because his build kind of doesn't make sense right now, but he's on my main armor team. I'm trying to make him work. I just gave him this Bullfighter 3. I haven't really seen it play out too much, but this is where we have him at right now, +5. We'll get him there someday. We actually don't need this 3 cents, because he's actually not being the save unit, so he's mostly offensively performing, if that makes sense. But yep, that's just what he has default anyway. Legarn has this build to always get the attack buff and also to give it to teammates, so she can also benefit with her weapon. We use her for 8 the raids, actually mostly, if anything, heavy blade just in case she can get off, so she can get off the Deadeye, and Brash Salt so she can get off the double attack if need be. She does also have Wings of Mercy 4 and some other skills as well, like the defense res ploy, but this is what we're going to use for default just for now. Alright, what else can we see? We use Azura on our main flyer team. It's 3 Camillas and Azura. Soaring Guidance for movement, Wings of Mercy for movement, Flyer Formation for movement. All movement, all the 3 Camillas carry. The original Camilla, the Ninja Camilla, and the Summer Camilla, but now we have to adjust it to put Legendary Camilla in there probably somewhere, so I don't know what we're going to do there, but you will see. I haven't actually changed that yet. Who else do I use decently? Peony, I did actually get one from the Binding Worlds. I got like a couple of Binding Worlds, but mostly just been the fairies. So here's the Peony. Usually use a Restoring Guidance or Wings of Mercy and Firestorm Dance 3. Mostly just like this for the most part. 8 the raids pretty much only. Plumera, we're gonna use for 8 the raids Light Season just because again Freyr, it's gonna be harder to get rid of the defense res ploy. And I mean, we changed the seal and stuff for 8 the raids, but pretty much just what we use her for. She's on my second flyer team. As I mentioned, Fiona, we still use her for 8 the raids, although she's definitely getting outdated. Seems like it's better to have like a safety that can lock people out as opposed to just isolate, isolate. But then again, the healer could be in the back, so you can't really do that. Like you can't like block both the characters. So I mean, still has her uses. We have like 3 Shrums all spread out. But this is the highest one, that's +3. What else do we use? We have a couple Camillas here. Chloe, gonna start to use probably a little bit more. One of my favorites from Engage. She's actually pretty decent against, what's her name? Duo Sanaki. If you can get isolated a little bit, she actually has the res to actually deal and also the physical attack to take out Sanaki, so that's very good. We're gonna have to change her seal, but this is just what we run with her normally, just because there's not that many seals to go around. But yeah, we will change her build at some point, and we'll probably use her at some point, but mostly just 8 the raids in my second flyer team. When I need a land quest done, I usually always just default to the second flyer team that has her own. Main infantry team has Charlotte. I want to change her build, but I'm waiting for the bonus season for Severa to go away. I might give her Severa's kit with like the buffer 4 and stuff. This is what we kind of used with her before, but she usually has a click and pulse to want to use her, so she can get off Gale Force pretty easily. Yes, this is our Charlotte. We like Charlotte a lot from Fate, so she's obviously here as well. Toon Peony, I thought she was pretty useful with her stuff. So she has a lot of stuff. Soaring Guidance. She has the Chill Speed Res thing. And yeah, we're going to use her for 8th raids. Most likely Astra season. A lot of the characters that are very strong that have like not a reliance on debuffs like Peony does will be more for Astra. So we'll probably see her there. And yeah, like the art. Looks pretty nice. What's wrong with me? I know. It has Camilla in it, but I don't really consider it like a Camilla ult. That's why I don't really try and get her at the +10. I just have her there. Even again, Steel, not too many Steals go around. I do change it when I do use her. I don't really use her at all though, but she is there though. She does exist. Alright, Hinoka. Alear is probably a character we're going to be seeing more recently, just because I really like Alear. One of my favorites from Engage. I don't know, he feels like my favorite main character now, I don't know. But I'm thinking about using attack speed prime on him. I want to make sure I can get that 4th sort of debuff that I need. He gives out charge and stuff. But I have actually some decent, like not decent, but I have like different stuff on him. Like I have the physical no follow-up. And I also have the ideal skill, I have the Hex Blade, I have the Flashing Blade. So I've tried different stuff on him. I just don't know what to go with him yet, haven't decided yet. But he probably will be my destination for attack speed prime once I am decided on that. We have Fee, it's sort of just a normal build. I'm trying to build some more characters from different games. Thought Fee looked pretty cool, so Geology.
Please behave yourself.
What? I touched the wall. So yeah, this is her build, just to help out. Null Blade to have like no follow-up, and then also Wind Speed, maybe she can get up to attacks. Not a crazy build, but just something to help out with some of those little limited battles. That's what we have with there. And then what else? I don't know anyone notable. We did get the Darja from the Holoforms revival recently. This is just skills I got from her. They're not like really synergistic at all. I just wanted to get some of these rare skills. We'll decide what to do with her later, but get another Darja, so gotta get her. Pirate Surta, we did use him a lot. Again, we're trying to make more offensive Surta builds because the other units, which are Manuela and Brave Corn, are the save units. So we need something else with the Surters, but haven't really got far in that build yet. Samaras, what we got recently from the Binding Worlds, just because I saw Wings Mercy 4 and Defense Exploit, I was like, oh my god, that's actually useful. So I got this as well. And I try not to use it just because I usually try and focus on the mythic characters that give the bonus slot, but sometimes I do have to use her, so have her there at least as backup. I don't want to use a lot of these other characters here. Caspar is, again, one of my favorites, so I've been trying to use him with this. I'm trying to see if this will work out. If this doesn't work out, then I might consider like the rearmed Lucina. I do have one left, but then again, I don't want to waste all my rearms, so. But we like Caspar, we're gonna try this out. It looks very weird, but with like the buffs from like the Assault Troop and the Hex Blade, working with his weapon, it's actually been pretty decent. It's not really on a team right now. Rival Domains, that's it. But also too, for Pirate Surta, he was on my 8th Raids defense. He was the majority of my far save for 8th Raids defense this entire year. We also have Darja here, who I just started to give a build to, trying to see if she can work as a far saver. It's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work, but she's there. Come on, she's probably better than Violet, right? Probably. Anyway, and then what else? Did we miss anything else? Not really. Some of these other characters I don't really use that often. Rearmed Sonia, I like to use her just because of the AoE special, and also possibly to help with Gale Forcing. So right now she's on Astra season. Probably better for Light just because of the Freyr not being there, but I kind of just like pairing her up with Duo Carla, so that's why she's in Astra right now. We'll see later on whether or not we change that. What else? We've still not used this Kagro. I didn't have her for the longest time. I just got this from the Holoforms. I just wanted to pick up some rare skills a little bit. That's what we have for her. Haven't really used her at all really though. So, but she's just there. use this there. She looks nice though. You have Summer Fjorm. This is the build, very typical build, nothing special. My favorite sword from last year, so we have this going. Use it for Astra season. I want like a null seed disrupt character for Astra and Light. So that is where she is right now. And so my Alphonse looks like. Very basic build. Want to update his build, but I mean, we use him just whenever we need a quest, but other than that, we don't really use him, so he's there. What else of these swords units, or these red units that we see? A couple of them just aren't really built at the moment. Violet usually like to use it with Hardy Bearing, but obviously a new unit. Submariner Guard, she was our Gale Forcer, but we're not really using her that much anymore. Again, we have one for Light and Astra just so that we don't have to switch Blessing and lose that much. But we're probably going to get rid of one of them, but we don't really need the fodder, so I don't really know what to do at the moment. We have a bunch of selves, so for limited battles, when we have genealogy, we just have 3 selves and something else. They go really self-sufficient, so that's why I kind of like that, having them separate. What else? What's built? Oh, we have Tiandra. She has Wings Mercy 4 now. We got that from the rearmed trading of skills. So now she can almost get off a Gale Force because I usually use Heavy Blade with her, and I usually run her Astra season with Dual Carlo, who can help her get to Gale Forcing faster, and then also can dance right after that. Also has Soaring Guidance, and also has a lot of other skills as well, like the Rock Slide Dance 3, so I got a Peony stuff from her as well. So yeah, good stuff. That's what I've been just running with her. Using her Astra season. Love the still lock to Corrin. You can give Corrin no follow-up because it's kind of hard to get it as, you know, mages, cav mages. So that's what we have with her. She also has bypass the Gatekeeper in case if he has the, or in case if he just exists. I'm sorry, in case if he just exists. Dual Linde, we need. I usually use her for like, you know, limited battles, but I'm thinking whether or not I want to fodder for the remote Sparrow, but not right now at the moment. She's just there. He had an extra Ninja Camilla if we needed it, but I ended up not really using it, so just there. Duo Dorothea, I used to pair her up with Brave Self and Petra, but the Petra I needed the colorless feud for, so I had to fodder that Petra and get a new one. But yeah, she's supposed to be with Astra season. Now I'll try and pair her up with Dimitri just because they're both 3 houses. So the Winter Dimitri I'll probably pair her up in the same season, so that'll probably be Light season. Yeah, Dorothy is also one of my favorites too for the houses, just right after those like 4 that I mentioned earlier. I like it with the hat, but for some reason they don't do like the hat Dorothea. Why not? Let me see the balloons. Also, I don't think we have any +10 blue lances. I don't think so, yeah. We don't have any +10 blue lances. The lance I used the most was Fallen Dimitri. I used to use him for 8 raids at one point. He was my 2nd Gale Forcer behind Tsubasa. But we don't like to merge them just because we want them to be less HP for Wings of Mercy. So this way we used to use Fury and just like Wind Sweep with his B skill and just sort of Gale Force in that way. I wanted to get a +10 Christmas Robin, but I just never keep getting him. I mean, we have 2 formers for him right now, so he can be +2, but his build is outdated. I've not changed in years, so you can see, very ugly. Wow, look at this old build. I always wanted to build Effie too, but never built her as well. I like different faces too, as well. You're seeing my laziness here a little bit. Let me see, but yeah, we don't really use much of the lances. Like the one we used the most was Tsubasa. She was my first Gale Force in 8 raids, but it wasn't this one. We fought at that one. But this one now is the one that we got from Holo Forms. I need to change up her stuff a little bit. I think this is before her refine, I think. So it might be outdated stuff now. I don't remember. But anyway, that's what she looks like. Nerthus, nothing jumps out to you as weird. Very standard build. Nothing different, but we like Nerthus, so why not? Pan, I want to build her at some point because I do like Pan as well. But have not changed as well. I did give her a Fury 4 because I used her as in one time in 8th raids as a Gale Forcer, but even then, I haven't really changed her since. Petra doesn't have a build, but I want to give a build to Petra. Let me see. All blue characters aren't built. Violet is probably one of the ones I use a decent amount of 8th Raid's defense, just because he's one of the characters that I used that actually had piercing. Well, piercing special, but piercing. Not a lot of characters that use had it. Had the extra duo Thor that we don't use, and then we have the 2 Gulvegs for the 2 8th Raid seasons. One with Colorless Feud, which is this one. I don't know why it doesn't have it right now, but I guess just for standard questing, we don't have it. But yeah, they're both used for 8th Raids essentially. Reagan we use sparingly, usually for limited battle, just because she has a lot of movement. Let me see, what else did I miss? I said 8th Raids for that. Yeah, we don't really use any of these blue lenses. I mean, I used to use Charlotte, but now since there's a normal Charlotte, we don't have to use her anymore. Yeah, I think I mentioned everywhere else where we use them for. So let's continue on. Just want to make sure I didn't forget. We have a bunch of Summer Camillas. I'm gonna do a 4 Summer Camilla team. And these ones are +0 though, so I don't really have anything on them. They have a lot of SP, so I could give them something, potentially. And this is what our Anna looks like. Again, not too crazy in terms of build. We'll do that at some point, but this is just what we use. Standard stuff, not too crazy. And if you want to see Sharina, also has distant counter. And not that crazy. Very standard. I just slap some tier 4 skills on them just for arena whenever I have to use them, and that's it, pretty much. Garrick, one of them has odd and even tempest, the other one just has even only. Use it for the raids pretty much all the time. Very useful character. What else? I was thinking about using Black Knight as a Wings of Mercy. Farsaber just flies in and just like protects people. Haven't really used them yet. Attack Speed Prime also probably is hard to pull off with them. I just wanted it because it was a rare skill, but I've not used them at all really. He's there though. Dual Carlo we use a lot for the raids, always Astra season. It now has the new Wings of Mercy 4 and Alarm Attack Speed thanks to Etri from the foddering of skills with Rion and Attune characters. So even more useful than 4. Might want to say underrated character because she can stop defensive special, so also very good. And obviously Pierce to the other ones. So very nice. I have her as a Gale Force, but sometimes I use her with Luna just because, you know, that's her primary goal. You have Dimitri with Fatal Smoke 4, as you may have saw the Fatal Smoke also on Legendary Camilla. It's just to stop the miracle effects, which can be very troublesome from like Fall Maria and stuff. Actually helps out with Dimitri. I only use it if I am paired up with Rion Plumera, because Rion Plumera can give the foe penalty doubler that Dimitri needs. Otherwise, I'll just use a standard build, but I think this could be more useful if I'm paired up with Plumera. But yeah, that's the only way I'll use this Fatal Smoke for, is if I'm paired up with Plumera. And that's sort of the goal, is to be paired up with Plumera when I use them. So, Anna, this is what she is. I do like her, but considering foddering the attack speed prime 4, I'm just sort of holding out as best as I can. Because I also want the attack res snap, and I can't even get both of them, which is pretty crazy. But you know, one of these days they're gonna update the inheritance rules, so hopefully we can do something with that. Nino, haven't really changed her build. I gave her Echo skill to Legendary Camilla, just so you can use it when she's using the non-B skill. I think Ascent Air is pretty good, but again, there's no anti-guard, so she can be stopped from the lethality, so that kind of sucks. I don't really use her for anything, but I would if I can get that anti-guard thing. All the other characters, I don't really use that often. I mean, I use Elise when I need like SP on tome units, but I don't really use anyone else here. I mean, I use Rhea, but she's just on like my rival domains, and I took away her distant counter and I gave it to Legendary Lear, so that's where that went. I think this is the first Binding Worlds character I got just to try it out. Binding Worlds. What else do we have? Burnout was to enable the Vantage strats or Gale Force Wings of Mercy strats, but now that we have Rion Sonia, that's not gonna work. There's actually something I wanted to try with 2 Legendary Camillas. I've not done it yet, but just to let you know, it's in the works. I summoned before the banner ended last night, and I got another Camilla in I think 30 orbs, so that was pretty decent. Ivy, as much as I like her, the Soaring Guidance is too useful just because I use it on so many flyer characters. So I've been taking off my Ivies whenever I get them, but right now I'm just keeping this Ivy. Summer Freya, I want to use her just because of obviously the art being nice, but I don't want to do too much yet. She's on my second Cav team though. She is on a team, so that's actually progress. Who's there? The Corns I don't really know what to do with yet, but they are there. They don't really have that much going for them. We have Grimo. Do you actually use her for 8th Raids defense mostly, and she's also on my second armor team. Obviously Brave Cobra is on 8th of Raids, and she's on my also main armor team for questing as well. One of them has special spiral 4, but we just got this another one from the legendary banner that just happened recently. I might use one on offense, one on defense. Don't really know yet. And Rhea's on my second armor team, along with Grima. So we like Rhea, of course. I think this is the only Rhea that I even like have on a team, really. So all the other characters that I don't really use that often, nor with any build that you care about. I mean, we use Goto, but that's only for light season. That's just because he's a mythic. Yeah, other than that, I think that's really it. We still have our Swarms all like there. Yeah, that's pretty much all my characters. Just want to go through as much as I can to show you where I'm at with some stuff. We have a bunch of Zero just for different seasons. But yeah, pretty much this is all that I use. I mean, again, some characters I didn't go over, but like we use Catcher for limited battles, pretty much only there. We don't use her for anything else besides that. What else can I even throw in there that I'm kind of glancing over? Not really much. There's also some characters that are in the like managed groups area, so it's not even here. I kind of moved them for legendary managers to be out of room. So there's some characters that are probably still in there that I need to move back, but essentially that's the gist of what we use. It's been a long video, but hopefully it gives you an idea of where we're at with our sort of character builds and what we're doing right now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, much appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy 2024, and hopefully this is a good year. So thank you guys, and have a good one.